Recently, I've been watching a lot of old TV shows from the 60s and 70s. There's a certain level of peace and contentment I get from knowing 99% of the people I see on screen don't exist anymore. I'm joking. Well, not really. One specific show that I've been binging is Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Good evening. I hope you'll excuse me if I appear a trifle excited, but I've just come into possession of a cure for insomnia. It comes in capsule form. For best results, they must be taken internally. Here is the handy applicator. It is an amazingly simple device. An idiot can operate it, and indeed many do.
I'm gonna have to do a full video on that dude one day. It's interesting to think about how popular Hollywood was back in those days. I mean, as recent as a couple decades ago, if you had hopes and dreams of being a famous figure in America, making it in Hollywood was probably the best way of getting that done. If you asked a child during that time what they wanted to be when they grew up, a lot of them would say professional athlete or doctor, but a good majority of them would probably say movie star. Nowadays it's different, with new data confirming that the #1 most popular dream job for children is actually YouTuber. The landscape of media has shifted. Growing a massive following online is just as, if not more important now than ever. And that had me thinking. You would imagine that the transition from the big screen to our phones would be a pretty easy one. And albeit for most it is. But in a profession that's filled with strikes, constant rejections, and inconsistent work, I wanted to take a deeper dive into the bigger names in the industry who haven't been able to convert their real life fame into consistent relevance online, specifically on this site, and why. Here are some Hollywood actors who failed as YouTubers. Amanda Bynes began her acting career at the young age of 7, starring in various TV commercials and plays such as Annie, The Secret Garden, and The Sound of Music. But it wasn't until she attended a comedy camp in Los Angeles that she would catch the eye of a Nickelodeon producer and would get casted on the children's sketch comedy show All That, and then subsequently her own spin-off, The Amanda Show, which in all honesty was my childhood. I loved that show. She received a lot of notoriety for her role on The Amanda Show and won several Kids' Choice Awards for it. Her career was looking up at this point. From the years 2002 to around 2010, Amanda Bynes starred in several well-received movies, mostly romantic comedies, such as What a Girl Wants, Hairspray, She's the Man, and Easy A, alongside a then not so well known Emma Stone. But it was this movie specifically that started to change the trajectory of her life and career. According to Amanda, years prior to this movie, she started to experiment more with drugs after reading about how Adderall can help someone stay skinny. Throughout her role in the movie Easy A, she was visibly under the influence, and as a result, her perception of the movie shifted. In the following years, she'd have issues with law enforcement and frequented mental health clinics and rehab. During her time in rehab, she met a man by the name of Paul Mitchell and started a relationship with him. The two were together for 8 weeks before deciding to get engaged. On December 7th, 2020, she started a YouTube channel in an effort to document her life, with the first video being of them two sitting and listening to music. She also posted a video of her in class as well.
Yeah. You kind of want to keep it as like a charm or something. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
By this time, her focus went from being an actor to going to school to become a manicurist. Her YouTube page only has about 5 videos, most of them being songs she made with her then fiance, as well as an 11-second video of her showing an update on her tattoo removal. As of 2024, she hasn't posted a video on this channel for about a year, although she did create her own podcast channel and post 1 episode about a month ago. The rise and fall of Butch Hartman is a classic example of a man who was too egotistical and prideful for his own good. A man who couldn't take criticism in any way, shape, or form, and has suffered greatly because of it.
So go ahead and critique away, because all it does is make me stronger. If you guys think you're going to knock me down or make me fail, do you know who you're dealing with? Do you really know? Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? What I've been up against already as a father and a husband and someone who's worked in Hollywood for 30 years, and you are going to take me down? What are you kidding? That's kind of a joke.
The many controversies revolving Butch Hartman have been well documented on this website over the years, but if you're in the dark about who he is, Butch Hartman is an American animator and voice actor who is mostly known for being the guy who created The Fairly OddParents and Danny Phantom, both very outstanding shows. He also created other shows for the Nickelodeon network such as Bunsen is a Beast and Tough Puppy, but those weren't as commercially successful. I personally believe the first few seasons of Fairly OddParents were peak animated television, before the show went down the drain by introducing Poof and Sparky and that one girl. Back in 2015, Butch decided to create a YouTube channel, where he posts videos of him drawing various characters in popular culture, discuss his time working in Hollywood, and talk about other cartoons he's currently working on. When I first ran into his channel, I was actually very pleased by his videos. He seemed to be a humble and honest person who just enjoyed creating and talking about animation. Butch uploaded a video on February 8th, 2018 called Why I Left Nickelodeon. And in the video, he talks about how after 20 years at the network, he's decided to leave and explore other ventures. I rewatched it for the sake of this video, and there is a lot of foreshadowing that I noticed. One of the main things I picked up on was how much Butch mentioned his religion throughout the video. Now, Butch is a Christian, and obviously I have no problems with Christians, or any religion, or religious people for that matter, but I did find it interesting in hindsight. Later that year, he surprised everyone with a video explaining his plans on starting his own streaming service called Oaxis, a family-friendly streaming service that catered to people looking for shows and movies with substance and ideals. He created a Kickstarter and was asking his fans to donate $270,000 in order to get his project off the ground. I remember first hearing about it and sort of being confused as to who this was really for. I mean, services like Netflix and YouTube and countless others already have sections within their respective platforms that are family friendly, so it was like, I guess. But I wasn't donating, so whatever. He eventually surpassed his goal of $270,000, and then for a while, nothing happened. There wasn't really any updates, and he wasn't talking about it as much. It wasn't until the video surfaced of him preaching at a church talking about how Oaxis was going to be a Christian-centered streaming platform when things started to go downhill for Butch Hartman. Now, like I said before, him being a Christian wasn't the problem, being religious isn't the problem, but it was the fact that he didn't initially clarify that this platform was going to be a Christian streaming service that caused people to feel like he was being manipulative and just lying. Like, obviously, in the attempt for him to get as much donations as possible, him glossing over that crucial fact would probably put him in the best position to reach that goal. If people knew from the jump that it was going to be a Christian streaming service, there wouldn't be any hate or, flack for his attempt to create this, but more likely than not, a lot of people who did donate probably wouldn't have. Now, Butch Hartman has done other things as well that have raised a few eyebrows, but that's a video for another time. I'll let you guys go down that rabbit hole yourselves for now. But the whole controversy over Oaxis has definitely been the biggest thing that has harmed his reputation. He still posts on his channel fairly consistently, but he's not getting nearly as many views as he was before. And honestly, he has really no one to blame but himself. Frankie Muniz is a lot of things. An actor, a drummer, a race car driver, but he is not a YouTuber. Frankie Muniz was born on December 5th, 1985 in Woodbridge, New Jersey. As a child, he fell in love with acting, and at the young age of 12, he made his first film debut in the made-for-television movie To Dance with Olivia. But it was his small role in the movie Lost and Found that would lead to his big break. I guess a man by the name of Linwood Boomer would see this film and immediately know that this kid was the perfect actor to play the main character in a show he was creating called Malcolm in the Middle. It was a great show, personally one of my favorites. It's one of the first shows to really center around a dysfunctional family. The show was very successful and catapulted Frankie into superstardom. From there, he appeared in many different films, such as Deuces Wild, Big Fat Liar, and Agent Cody Banks. At the time, he was one of the most recognizable and richest teen actors in Hollywood. Frankie was engaged to a lady named Jamie Grady, who he met at a local gym in 2005. The two were together for nearly 6 years, and it ended with a domestic dispute in which the police got involved after being told Frankie had a gun to his head during an altercation. In 2016, he met his now wife, Paige Price, and a few years later started a YouTube channel which in all honesty pretty much revolves around these two and their lives together. There's only 3 videos, one about them losing their home unfortunately and how it made them closer, another being a pregnancy announcement, and the last one being a gender reveal video. All of the videos are very cute and show how strong their bond is, but they haven't uploaded in about 3 years, so I'd imagine at this point that it's a dead channel. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share for more videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.